In Paris today, a man attacked a police officer with a hammer outside Notre Dame Cathedral, shouting, "This is for Syria." Fellow officers shot and wounded the man, who carried an ID indicating that he was from Algeria. The officer who was attacked was not seriously hurt. About 600 tourists were locked inside the cathedral as police secured the scene. Today, British police identified the third of the London Bridge attackers who killed 7 and wounded nearly 50 on Saturday night. Yusuf Zagba, 22 years old, of Italian and Moroccan heritage, was identified today. He and Kuram Butt were known to the police, leading some to wonder whether the attack might have been prevented. Truth is, the police in Britain are overwhelmed, and Mark Phillips has more on that.
After the carnage, the questions. What can be learned from this attack to prevent more of them?
You do this. You keep going.
Police here say they're already monitoring 500 suspects, have 3,000 other people of interest on their radar, and know of 20,000 other potential surveillance targets beyond that.
The volume issue has become a major challenge for the police and intelligence agencies.
Richard Walton used to run London's anti-terror unit and says it can take dozens of officers to watch just one suspect.
The police and intelligence agencies can only be devoted to the sort of top, 3, 4, 5% of those individuals.
And how do you pick who they are?
And how do you pick who they are? You cannot monitor 3,000 individuals all of the time, 24 hours a day.
The so-called new normal keeps changing, especially as pressure on ISIS continues to build in Syria and Iraq. The London attacks are the sting in the ISIS tail.
This is a death cult. This is an entity that realizes it's losing territory in Iraq and Syria and wants to take out as many people as it can.
Sajjan Gohel advises governments and police on terrorism and says trying to counter ISIS propaganda doesn't work when, like the London attackers, some are just too far gone.
There are bad people out there that have violent tendencies. They have no hesitation to kill children, to mow people down. Countering violent extremism may have some place to a degree, but it doesn't work in stopping the ideologically zealous.
What works is fast and lethal police action, but that, as we've seen, Scott, only limits the damage. They've started putting up these concrete barriers on some of London's bridges, protection, they hope, against vehicle attacks on pedestrians, closing the barn door perhaps after the horses bolted, and also while they try to figure out what to do next.
Mark Phillips, thanks.